Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is a little bit about the chakra system and the epigenetics video part 2. This one goes a little more esoteric, energetic work, and then I'm going to go get more information for you about the independent or each different um, frequency, vibration, energy that um, is supported by the endocrine system. So I want you to know, though, that even though you think doing meditation is easy, or maybe past life regression or soul retrieval, Reiki healing, all of that stuff might be easy for you, doing alchemy, shadow work, or any other kind of spiritual modality. Uh, don't be mistaken and think that you've done your inner work. You have not. It is all inclusive, and it's almost the reason I created the holographic holistic coaching program is because it's all inclusive and it's holding space for a person who's going through a transition from one frequency level to another frequency level, an emotional attachment level to another emotional level or vibrational level, frequency level. There are many words for it, and according to maybe your culture, your family environment, your religious doctrine, you will have a different word for it. Um, but basically, what I'm telling you to do is stop vibrating down here at the shame, guilt, and apathy level. This really low frequency, really low vibrational levels, really low energy levels. And so, if your endocrine system is responding to those uh, feelings, emotions, and energy levels, you have no energy except on that level. And it's a very, very low energy. So if you're waking up tired, fatigued, fussy, irritable, your energy is coming down. You're operating down here on shame, guilt, apathy, grief levels. So, in order to bring your levels up, it's a multi dimensional, multi technology, multi disciplined level. Acupuncture does this when we take our pulses and we check our chi. That's one way of understanding our energy. But we also know our energy is raised when we eat higher frequency food. That's why I wrote the cookbook and the shopping guide for gluten-free, dairy-free food. You can't pretend to be a spiritual coach and not eat healthy because you will be found out. That's very hypocritic. You cannot be eating processed food and call yourself a spiritual coach. You cannot be eating fast food from McDonald's or Burger King and call yourself a spiritual being. You might have been a spiritual being living in a human body, trying to express your divinity, your light, your love, your juice. But that energy that you once were has been diminished, clouded, and shrouded in cholesterol, fats, preservatives, pesticides, fertilizers, toxicity from the environment, neurotoxins, you name it. And your energy now is way down here. And what you're operating on is that lower frequency down in here of guilt and shame and grief and fear. That's where you're operating, and that's the energy level you have, and that's all you have. Now, you want to clean up your diet, you want to clean up your life, you clean up the environment that you live in, you clean up your thoughts, you clean up your colon, start there, okay? And then work your way up through your autoimmune system and um, your brain. By the time you get your brain detoxed, it ought to be easy. Don't start with the brain. Start down here at the bottom. Let gravity empty the basement and then fill it up, and then fill it up again, and let it keep dropping down and keep working on it. My mentor, Dr. Bernard Jensen, used to say, if we clean up and keep a functional sewer system or bowel colon management system going on in our bodies, we're always going to have a higher vibration. So on the days when I'm feeling sluggish and constipated and can't get my bowels to move, I have a lower energy because I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling fearful to let go. Okay. I know my energy needs work. I know my diet needs work. It rarely happens to me now, but it does happen. And yet I look around me in the world, I read what people are writing, what they're responding to. Some of it is very profound work, but it all comes from here. It's all just channeled material. Not to discount that material, but it doesn't infiltrate the human body. And we are still bodies on a purpose, on a mission, living on planet Earth. And we need to interact as human beings. And we need to bring to the table the highest frequency we can. We need to demonstrate our desire, our our pride, our willfulness, our willingness. Okay, we need to demonstrate acceptance and peace. And when we can demonstrate that, we can help pull people up out of those lower frequencies. Now, peace is a wonderful thing, but it's only vibrating at a 600 megahertz frequency. Okay, so when you still have a lot of um, vibrational cords, um, patterns to break through, you'll notice it. You're going to have a lot of juiciness going on, but you can't operate at that level with a stuck gut. Okay. You can't operate at that level, operate your human body at that level with a bad diet. That's why I created, one more time, the high frequency nutritional diet book for you, which I've also made a video, and you can download that in Audible or in an audio format from our website. So, with that being said, in truth, energy healing is the start of the inner work. It is not the end. It is not the be all. It is not going to get you to a higher vibrational work. It's going to open the door for energy flows. When people come to me for spiritual counseling or holistic coaching, clearing sessions, to get over abuse and trauma and psychic attacks and spiritual curses, because they've genetically inherited patterns from the generations before them in their families. We will spend at least an hour identifying and releasing their energy blocks and understanding and mapping out what work we can do with them, um, so that we can get some of those attachments, some of that DNA, some of the epigenetic patterns that they inherited in the womb released and ready to be released. Sometimes there's homework to get ready to release that work. Although a lot of times at the end of the session, their energy might be bright and shiny and they might feel upbeat. Their true inner work, their growth, and the materialization of their spiritual purpose, their groundedness on earth in a human body, really actualizing and living love and light, has just begun. Okay, so the universe, science, whatever technology you want to label it by, and Tesla did a lot of work with this, as many scientists have always done. The universe will match. You will magnetize exactly the energy to you, the people, the circumstances, the opportunities that will help you actualize your energy clearings. So when you have genetic defects, when you have endocrine system blockages, when you have DNA that hasn't been activated. You know, we're only operating on 2 strands, but we got 12. And trust me when I tell you, the other is not junk. God didn't make junk. The universe doesn't operate with junk. Okay? So if you don't do this inner work, you literally will keep attracting that same lower frequency stuff. How many people do you know that are truly enlightened beings, that are truly operating from bliss, integrity, okay, divine intelligence, who have activated their inner genius artist, who are bringing in creative messages to break you open, to allow that divine gift to come forth that you came here to do? How many people do you really know who are doing that? I know a lot because a lot of them have been my students over the years. A lot of them have been my teachers over the years and allowed me to synthesize their work into what I now call holographic coaching, okay? Healthcare. It's healthcare beyond the quantum field, beyond. You know, it's black hole clearing, okay? It's going beyond anything that has been studied before. Now, in quantum healing, in quantum physics, we talk about how do we know, you know, quantum molecules are little tiny nanomolecules, are almost invisible. Well, in many ways, they are invisible. They're thought forms. And how do we know they exist? It's by the trail they leave behind. So when I give you an activation for your inner genius and that opens that door, how do we know that that was an activation? We look at what happened from that event forward. That's how we know. That's the absolute. All right. So when you meet someone who held you and nurtured you and saw you like no one has ever seen you and held you and witnessed your life before, because we crave that. We crave that immensely. When you have that, that activates in you that desire to open that door a little further and a little further and a little further so that you can filter that light and that love into your beingness, into your existence, into the world around you, into your daily environment. That's what it activates. How do you know that it was love? How do you know that it was compassion? By the trail it left behind, by the effects and affects it had in your heart, in your health, in your soul. You are uplifted. Your frequency is raised. It's accelerated. Your energy level is full of vitality, or at least for a while, until you eat something from McDonald's and it goes downhill. Okay? So, we're going to talk about boosting our energy, boosting our frequency, bringing up our energy. And we're going to talk about how that is integrated in the chakra system. So we're going to go chakra to chakra. We're going to start down here at the bottom of the chakra system, at the the rectum, anus area, right at the core of your being. When you sit in lotus position, it's the part of you that sits on the floor. That's what we call the root chakra. Many systems talk about getting your root chakra cleaned out, and that's what a lot of people need to do in healthcare. You want to be healthy, healthy, healthy? Get colonics, colonics, colonics. Put in your colon what it needs to release, to let go. You got fear blocking you, you got anger, guilt, resentment blocking you. You're not going to release, release, release. You're not going to let go, let go, let go. So you got to get that unclogged, get that unstuck. So it's also your material drive. You want money in your life, you want possessions in your life, you want a family in your life, you want to own a new car, you want to have a big business. Clean out your root chakra. Okay, clean it out. Start enrolling in the colonic program. For over 20 years now, my home colonic program to get people certified as well as able to teach and know everything that they need to know has been $3,500. I have no plans of changing it. It's how much it is. It's how much it will probably always be. And it's one of the most essential necessary pieces of raising a family or living a healthy life that isn't dependent on the healthcare system in the United States. It's one of the most dominant treatments that you can do for yourself, on yourself, alone, in private, that will give you the greatest results, boost your immune system, and affect everything else up here. When I do colonics, I teach a holographic system. I teach a holographic method. It's not just colonics the way everybody else is teaching it. Always ask, did they study with Dr. Copeland? If they didn't, that's what they need. And please send them, because I got a lot of fill-in stuff to do for them. So you want to manifest more in your life? Get the shit out of your life so stuff can come in. You know, if you want to manifest a relationship, clean out your closet. Make room for that person in your life. Okay? That's how it is. Our physical bodies are the temple, and even the Bible says this, of the Holy Spirit. It dwells within us. Our connection to God dwells within us. We were downloaded, our endocrine system are in the womb. Okay? The first thing that came into being was your energy system, your chakras, your endocrine. Okay? It's your energy management system. It manages the energy to your internal organs. It manages the energy to your higher power, to your higher vision, to your purpose. You want it cleaned out? Start doing colonics first and foremost. You get that base chakra cleaned and all the stuff that comes with it. It's located at the bottom of the tailbone, perineum area. Many of you know it. Let me see where I'm going here with the rest of this. It's everything you need for survival. And if you're not surviving, you're homeless, or you're just not getting your health care in order, you need to do that. So it's the act literally of surviving. So it's your breathing, it's your sleeping, it's your eating, it's your experience of physical, financial, and emotional security. You got problems in those areas, colonics, and you can do them on yourself. I have listed on eBay the equipment that you can download and buy for yourself, and it includes my manuals. You can also go to my website and download the manual that I have made videos of, and so you don't just get the audio, you get the video of me reading the book with kind of, you know, hand signals and motions and diagram. I talk with my hands a lot, so that's on there, and it's $19, I believe, $19.95 or something. If your first chakra is balanced, you will feel a deep sense of peace. You will feel safe in the knowledge that all your core needs will be met. Okay? Women who've got cervix issue, vaginal issues, that's often the place that that cellular memory is stored, and it tells us we're not safe in certain relationships. We don't want to be in those relationships because we've impacted and stored cellular trauma. So that can really, really block your ability to manifest. It can block your ability to breathe, to sleep, to eat correctly, to feel safe in the environment you feel. And let me know, I know how to do that one. I came in doing that one. So how to unblock that root chakra is you're going to feel obviously generally ungrounded, unsafe, fear, anxiety, keeps you trapped down here in those lower frequencies. You can start with meditation, you can start with affirmations. There are obviously gems and minerals and stones that are pertinent to that. Things like hematite, smoky quartz, things like that. You can start with your own behavioral changes. Start self-soothing. You know, for me, I hold my stomach, I hold my uterus. I tell it it is safe, it's comfortable, it's alive, it's creative. I love it. Okay, so self affirmations, taking time to engage in your physical experience, being really present with that. Okay, that's all really, really important for you. Okay, we're going to move up. Second chakra, we're going to talk about the pelvic region above, so kind of toward the belly button, um, literally just below the belly button. This is called the place of self in yoga. So, um, in human design and astrology and most energetic yoga work in Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, we call it the sacral center. And it is all about creativity as a human being and what you're worth, what you can do with your body, with your creativity, with your mind, your skills, your gifts, your talents, your visions. It's all stored in there. In many ways, it's about what you can create financially as well. You may have wealth, but you don't know what to do with it. You may have skills, but you don't know what to do with it. The sacral chakra, the sacral center, is the one that we need to talk the most about. So sometimes it's full of grief, and you're eating a lot of white food, white sugar, white flour, white rice, white potatoes. No, 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 no. Um, this is the sacral center, is the energy that motivates you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, including indulging in pleasurable activities like sex and good food. So for me, I am an energetic and I'm a sensual in um, my love map, my personal private love map, not my love languages. You know, there's love languages and then there's your intimacy love map. And in love languages, I'm a giver, I'm a gifter. I like doing intelligent, deep conversations with people like this right now. But I also, in the bedroom or the intimate space, I'm a romantic, sensual being, energetic being, and I can feel those blockages. I can feel that dark energy. Okay, so taking the time to feel into things, if you've heard that phrase before, that's an energetic connection. And you don't have that if you're eating processed foods and sugars and food full of pesticides and fertilizers and GMO food. You just don't have it. It does not exist in your body. You will get misinformation. You'll be off. Maybe you're only going to be off a fractal or two, but you're going to be off. And when you are putting yourself out there to be an advanced spiritual teacher, the best of the best, the iconic leaders, you need to be exact. You need to be right on. You need to name the right word at the right time. Timing is so important. And you can't be off. 15 minutes is life and death for some people. So, with that being said, it is your ability to relish all things that have blessed your life without feeling the ego attachment to them, without feeling like you're being overdone, without feeling like um, it's too much. Okay, it's just a simple bite of a strawberry and really being able to feel it, really being able to taste it, really being able to enjoy it. You see the difference there? And people in the spiritual community lack that. And one, the energy from the food itself, if it's GMO, if it's still got pesticides on it, and strawberries do a lot, then they are ingesting that lower frequency in their body. So they're not optimizing the energy that they're putting in to feed their spirit. They're saying, oh, spirit, I know you're in there. I know my body is housing you and templing you and keeping you safe from all harm. But this is just a strawberry. You know what? To our souls, it's not. So, I'll look you in the eye and I'll say, clean up your diet a million, trillion, billion times. Clean it up. You want to go places in the universe? You want to be iconic? You want to name names and, you know, and really help people leave legacy work? You clean up your diet. You do it on all levels that you can. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's like getting a PhD all over again. Okay? So when you can honestly sit there and say, I enjoy the pleasures of life, you're starting to download the frequency that is needed to heal that sacral chakra. Okay? So the stones, again, could be orange calcite, citrine, but you're going to engage in creativity. You're going to be into drawing, painting, dancing, an instrument. Your your sexual expression, even if you're alone, is going to be orgasmic, tantric in nature. You're going to enjoy mindfully eating, really luxuriating in that strawberry. You're going to have another level out of body kundalini tantric awakening on chocolate and cherries. Okay, so it is the gateway to our sexuality, and our sexuality is connected to our creativity. Women create and bring forth children. They're the creative vehicles on planet Earth. They have the power within them structurally to manifest that, to hold that, to see and witness the child that they brought forth. However, if they're not eating right, thinking right, feeling right, and expressing their attunement with those energies, so we're talking uh, creativity. If you're stressed and you're into perfectionism, you're not balanced. You're not balanced. You're not, homeostasis is another word that comes into play there. You're not doing it. You also would be celebrating your sobriety because it's not an alcohol induced, it's not drug induced on any level, not microdosing, not plant medicine, not LSD. I had one of the great teachers, Ram Dass, with LSD and psilocybin. And I appreciate everything he taught me, but I knew in my soul that was not my experience for that. That was not my path. My path had to do with purity. My path had to do with eating and functioning at an optimum level. Um, you're going to be able to feel energy attachments in there, meaning psychic attachments, satanic energies, um, dark energies, and I mean this on the negative side. So that stuff blocks you. It's all in that lower chakra. Your second chakra, you have to honor your ability to bring life into the world. And if you're a man, it is the essence of your sperm, of your seed. It is also your art, your craft, your words, your love. You honor your ability to bring that forth and to share that. It is also about having sacred responsibility in the bedroom. You're not going to go behind your wife or your partner's back and have affairs. That's just not cool. It's just not. And you're you're going to be able to be a bridge builder. You're going to connect societies, cultures, families, communities, state organizations, ideas, soul expression. So bring that forth, okay? Um, you have the power to bring forth from the non-physical environment to the physical environment. Artists do this divinely. They have an idea, a thought that comes in. If their body is clean and purified, and they have developed their skills and their talents, and they get how to do what they want to do, they understand it, they can literally manifest what was once non-physical into a physical form. Okay, so that's activated divine genius. And I have a workshop, recorded recording that you can listen to again and again and again, a guided meditation, a guided imagery to help activate that inner divine genius and bring that forth. I always caution my students to make sure that you're eating really, really healthy, juicing, really cleaned out. It's a wonderful exercise to do during your monthly planned detox sessions because you're clean, you're pure, and you can just download those intense frequencies. They shift you. There's a lot of activation that goes on when you're vibrationally, nutritionally cleared out. Have you ever been in a canyon and you said hello, 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 and it echo goes around because there's such a void that your voice and the activation of hello, it echoes and echoes and echoes. And that's what my activations do in our bodies when we are in a sacred, um, fasting, meditative, detox state at the end, and at the end time of that. It allows all those cells to receive the echo of that, and it imprints that. So with that being said, that download is on the website, and it is available for $250. It's going to stay at that price. It's out there. It's being released. If you need it recorded for you on an actual DVD or CD that we've done, let us know. I think we're going to have it available as an MP4 as well. So let us know. But that is phenomenal work right there. However, please understand, you need to be detoxing. You need to be cleaning. And it's not just an event. You don't just listen to it once. You listen to it again and again and again and again. And each one builds and echoes into your void and imprints on your cellular memory. So your frequency can be raised, clear up, past desire. Okay, your creativity opens. You'll start feeling a sense of pride about yourself, feeling good about yourself, self-respect, right? Courage, courageous, being able to step out, show your art, show your babies off, Show what you've created. Okay? That's the kind of energy you're going to see expressed outwardly when you've really done that inner work. And you don't get that through a Reiki session, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Okay, we're going to move up to the third chakra. So we're talking solar plexus. Um, and it's above the belly button. It is the color yellow. So I don't know if you can kind of see that. That's what we're looking at here. Um, it's emotional intelligence. You know, when you have a gut feeling about somebody, your gut is telling you something. Listen. In colon hydrotherapy, we have the brain up here that has academic stored information, but we have the emotional intelligence and memory in our gut. Trust it too. So we're looking at our ability to create our sense of style. Um, I call it the lustrous gem, you know, because your ability to have class, um, good reason, discernment comes out of this. Your ability to sense, you know, like my dog, he knows good people, he knows bad people. And that's your gut. Your gut knows it too. Many people have called the solar plexus the warrior chakra, the warrior center. So if you have a lot of warrior energy in your archetype, in your dynamic, this is where you get it. It's your empowerment center. So if you are also physically feeling rage, anger, shame, go into that feeling center, and that's where you're going to blow it apart. In some of the decrystallization techniques that we've used, and you can look for those videos, we breathe in a baseball and then we hold it in front of the mirror, the window. It's like a stained glass window of something that needs to be decrystallized in our life. So maybe it was abuse. Maybe it was a dysfunctional marriage. Maybe it was someone that harmed you. Maybe it was a car wreck. Maybe it was a job that you could barely stand to go to. But it's an idea of something you need to let go of. So you're going to breathe in your baseball, and through your solar plexus, you're going to throw your breath, that ball of breath, into that window, and you're going to decrystallize it. You're going to shatter it. So that solar plexus, and you keep doing that. If you had one hand on your solar plexus the whole time you were breathing out, your hand literally, when you take it away, is going to be wet. Wet with the energy of emotions of anger or rage or resentment that you have released. Every time I do it, every time. I learned that technique way back in the mid 80s. Uh-huh. And it works. It works a lot. I've taught it to many, many people. So decrystallize breath, clean out that emotional warrior mental second brain that you have. Um, it's also related to your fight or flight syndrome. And you know, we have fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Okay, so understanding who you are on a parasympathetic system level is going to be important for you. um, it's a tool. It's a tool, and you know, it's important to know everything about yourself that you can possibly learn, and that's one of the tools that is very helpful. Keeps you out of a lot of trouble when you know, oh, I froze. That's why this happened. I froze. Deer in the headlights, I froze. And that is what I've done many times. I just freeze. So, um, solar plexus, you know you are strong and you know your worth. You can stand in your power as a warrior. You can feel it. You can chop heads with the best of them. And I've said that I had a experience as a Mayan warrior in a past life, and my job was to chop heads and purify the village. And I don't have any problem doing that mentally, emotionally, spiritually to this day. I have no codependency around letting negative, toxic, codependent, narcissistic behavior in my life. Chop it off, cut it off. And if you have followed my work very long, you know that I do a cord cutting technique where we literally cut the energy cords that people try to plug into us and clear out the vampire sucking energy that drains our energy. So we're talking pancreas level energy. If you don't love your life, you don't feel good about your life, you don't have joy in your life, it's not worth living your life because you don't have enough fun or happiness. But joy is a key word here. That's pancreas energy. This energy can be blocked. So part of unblocking it, if you have diabetes, insulin dependence, or a sugar addiction, and you're trying to break it, it's doing this solar plexus work. So you've got a few chakras to start at the bottom and work up. So there's where you're going. Your stones on this one are tiger's eye and sunstone. Your behavioral changes are going to be all about setting boundaries. I know that's hard for a lot of people. And practice saying no to what you don't want in your life. That is a gift. That is an incredible gift. It will enhance your self-esteem. Okay, you're going to do your exercise, you're going to eat right, you're doing things that are good for you, that show signs of self-respect. You're dressing better, you're making your bed, you're washing the dishes. Okay, these are all outer demonstrations of balanced self-esteem, self-worth. And they're just the bonus products of it, the results of it. Um, it serves you in providing you a feeling of stronger intuition. Your willpower is stronger because, you know, a warrior needs a strong will, right? It activates your brain, but from down here, like your brain has a turn on switch down here, okay? Tuning into the activities and ruminations of this center is vitally important for making decisions. So if you don't hear those sounds of, ah, uh-huh, okay, yeah, they come deep, okay, then it's probably a no. Your body carries a bank, a vast, every cell has divine intelligence. You have so much intelligence, genius in you, and you can really activate and open the doors to that inner genius through the solar plexus. Um, you can very quickly understand the subtle differences in most situations when you learn to honor your feelings. But sometimes you're so stuck in those feelings down here of grief and shame and fear that you can't trust your feelings from up here. You don't trust your instincts anymore. You made bad choices. You got into a bad marriage or a bad relationship, or you bought a house that fell apart, or you bought a car that turned out to be a lemon, or you thought you were doing really good as a parent, but it comes to find out you raised criminals. Okay? So you learn to not trust your gut instincts. No, you're not operating as a fully alive human being. And when you're in that place, it's not fun. You're probably going to manifest diabetic intolerances, sugar intolerances, addicted to sugar, addicted to things with sugar, carbohydrates. Okay, so we're going to breathe it out. We're going to detox. We're going to decrystallize. We're going to examine what it was, and we're going to go back in with a whole new clarity, because now our beingness, our brain isn't full of toxicity. It's not full of old, dysfunctional, harmful memories. We're free. Okay? So that's the place we go to. It's important to feel loved and loving. Okay? And that's where we're going to go. All right, I'm going to stop here, and the next video will pick up at the heart chakra.